firework, lobbing it over his head to land in Goyle's cauldron. It explodes everywhere. Everyone gets covered in swelling potion. And so they're all got, like, boils, and they're, like, swelling up real bad, and it's fucking chaos. And I have so many things to unload here. First of all, I feel like there's a lot easier way to cause a distraction without, like, lighting a fucking firework. Like, it's leaving evidence in potions class.
That's true. There are less fun ways to cause a distraction. And I kind of pictured Harry being like, all right, he lights it with his wand, he ducks down, and he just goes, like, arching it over his head, like the grenade, ducks down, but he doesn't. He's got to sit up real fast so nobody sees him throw it.
Right.
What about the kid behind him?
Right.
He knew something was going to happen.
I feel like you could just, like, knock over your cauldron. Or accidentally dump some shit into somebody else's cult. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Firework just seems such an extreme way to go with this.
I was going to say, you mean like a firework?
That's
kind of what he did, but from across the room.
Right. Obviously someone's trying to cause some trouble. If you accidentally dumped your cauldron, then nobody can get in trouble because I'm a klutz.
There's no way to prove that it was mischievous.
Right.
But if you find a fucking firework...
It was mischievous.
Somebody did some shit.
Right. Yeah.
Well, speaking of doing some shit, JD.
Oh.
I think there's some shit we ought to do.
Oh.
I think it's time for the beer break.
Yay!
All right. Well, tonight we are drinking Blueberry Pancake Milkshake Stout. Once again from Rochester Mills. Really starting to like all of these beers so far. I think this is number 4, but one after another, these have just been fucking awesome. We haven't tried it yet, so we're going to take our first drink here.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
There is like a definite pancake thing there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that.
Is there like a vanilla? What's the flavors that's listed there?
It just says ale brewed with milk sugars, blueberries, and wheat flour. So maybe it's the flour.
Or the what was it? Milk sugars? Yeah, the milk sugars.
The creaminess.
Yeah.
Now I know there's another one we like to drink during the year from Saugatuck Brewing. That's got maple syrup in it too.
I feel like that one is more blueberries and maple syrup forward.
Right. This one, you actually get the pancake.
Yeah, this is more pancake forward.
Which I really, really like.
Yeah.
If you guys see these in your neighborhood, in your area, like they're just sitting around in their neighborhood, if you see it on the street corner, definitely grab it.
Take it home. Don't let it be lonely. Don't let the children grab it.
Probably get it in the fridge.
Yeah, it's a sad sight to see it on the street corner. Also, grab a 12-pack, drink along with us. We still have quite a few episodes to get through with this 12 beers of Christmas. So, we're going to be back right after this.
All right, and we are back. And as the students gather up by Snape's desk so he can give them a anti-swelling draft, Harry sees Hermione crawl back to her desk with something in her robes.
Real quick, I am going to again point out that Harry's a dick here with his mode of distracting.
Oh, you mean by making all of the other students in the class swell up?
Yeah, because that's not pleasant. Even if they have a way to get well immediately, you still are getting swollen, and it's gonna fucking hurt. And fuck you, Harry.
He just had to deal with the whole broken arm regrowing and then all of that bullshit, so it ain't nothing to anybody.
That's not the rest of his class's fault.
Wrong place at the wrong time, I guess.
One person got me, so I'm getting everybody.
No, that is not a healthy mentality.
No.
You need to change that. We need to do some therapy sessions here on Harry Potter.
No, I see what you
ATT.
mean, though, that would be pretty fucking painful, even if they did have an immediate solution.
Yeah.
I mean, And I know I've been yelled at about this before, that magic and physics aren't always friends, but I believe it's Goyle whose eyeball swells up to the size of a dinner plate. Eyeballs don't stretch that much.
No, they don't. They would burst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
And somebody else's arm is, like, dragging on the ground because it's so swollen. Like,
I feel like it was comical like this because it was a kid's book, but if we were dealing with real life circumstances, he just murdered a whole bunch of people.
yeah, like ruptured arm. Like, this is not good. This is
Like
not
a
good
lot.
stuff. Yeah.
Harry the murderer at 12 years old.
And we don't need to get super deep into it, but we know that when you get hurt by something magical, you can't heal it quite as well. So I feel like they can reverse it with a bloating draft. But if the skin rips off your arm because it swelled so big so fast, I don't know that you could fix that. You just have to regenerate all the skin on your arm.
You're just going to look like Darth Vader
Yeah.
for a long time.
Long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
Just paint your wand red. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just had to point that out, that I feel like Harry could have done something else and not punished his entire classroom in order to get Hermione what she needed. And apparently Hermione didn't give a shit. She was like, whatever. Sacrifice everyone.
Necessary evil.
Right. Greater good and all that. Snape checks Goyle's cauldron, finds a firework, and says he will make sure whoever the fuck did that gets expelled when he figures out who it is.
Again, I feel like in the real world, there'd be way more circumstances to deal with. Like, I'm going to call all these people's parents. You're going to have lawsuits. It's going to be a fucking mess, dude.
My thought was, couldn't you figure out whose firework it was, like, with magic, somehow? Magic CSI?
Maybe if there was like a reverse spell, but that would be fucking with time. And as far as we know, time travel's not really a thing. But Snape is definitely out to get whoever fucked up his class. And in about 10 minutes, the bell finally fucking rings, and they get the hell out of there. And they head straight back to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom.
Right, and Harry's like, dude, Snape was staring in my fucking eyes. He knew it was me.
Guilty heart. That's all that was.
Yeah, not Ron. Ron basically says, well, fuck him. He can't prove it. I mean, what are you going to do? Even if he does know, whatever.
That's wrong.
Right. And Hermione tells them both that the potion should be ready in about 2 weeks.
All proudly, because she's like, I got the shit.
Little thief.
By the way, bicorn.
Yeah, bicorn. This caught my attention too. I'm guessing it's a unicorn?
But not.
I think this is the word that I couldn't remember that I was going to ask about.
Bicorn?
Bicorn. A bicorn is a creature often described as a part panther, part cow creature with a human-like face that devours kind-hearted and devoted husbands, and, because their abundance, is plump and well-fed.
Oh.
Yeah. Chichavache, I don't know how to pronounce that, on the other hand, devours obedient wives, and, because of their scarcity, is thin and starving.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So one of them is all fat because he eats devoted husbands, and the other one's all skinny because she eats devoted wives.
No, obedient wives, and wives ain't obedient, apparently.
That's weird.
I mean, maybe. I have a pretty devoted husband, and I don't always listen.
But that's what the bicorn is. It's, oh yeah. But that's what the bicorn is. It's a creature that eats devoted husbands. That's fucking weird. That means these things exist in Harry Potter universe. So this thing is running around in the Forbidden Forest?
I don't know. It doesn't say where it is.
They have to, what, powder or crush the horn?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't fuck with one of these things. I mean, look at that goddamn thing. You gonna go toe-to-toe with that? There's a picture of what looks like a war horse, but it's almost dragon-like. It does have fur going down the back of its neck with two metal spikes coming out of its head, blades for feet. What the hell? That's some pretty serious stuff. But yeah, that's a bicorn. They had to get a horn off of that thing to make a polyjuice potion. So good luck.
Yeah, well, they just had to get around Snape, apparently, and that was not too difficult.
No, not at all.
I've just never heard of a bicorn before this, so I thought it was interesting. They get to the entrance hall, and a bunch of people are standing around a notice board. Seamus and Dean are calling them over, and Seamus tells them that the Dueling Club is starting. And it might come in handy. Rod jokes a little bit about how, oh, you think that the monster Slytherin can duel, huh? And then he turns around and he's like, yeah, actually, you know what? Not a bad idea. Which made me laugh a lot.
Let's learn how to fight.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that this magic school still has not found a better way to disperse knowledge among its students than a fucking pinboard in the entrance hall of the school. Like, there is no greater technology in the universe or having to do with magic than a pinboard. I mean, I get it, though. I have one. You have one. But still.
No, I see what you're saying.
I would think that they know what's going on. Dumbledore's gotta pee. Everybody knows Dumbledore's peeing right now. Just because he thought about it.
No. That is...
Everybody knows.
I don't want somebody to be able to tell me that they're peeing without me knowing. Like, that's... Telepathically just tell me their thoughts. You keep them.
Okay, you can have guidelines with it, but...
No! Alright, anyways, at 8 o'clock that night, they decide they're gonna go back to the Great Hall. Most of the school is there, and they seem to be excited. They wonder who's gonna be teaching. Flitwick apparently used to be a dueling champion.
It's kind of like the Wild West. The fucking gun, man, the 45.
6-shooter.
The 6-shooter. It's the great equalizer. Doesn't matter how big and strong you are. If you can fucking throw a bullet, you can be a badass.
Now, my thing was that maybe Flitwick is a dueling champion because he's little. Like, people aren't used to pointing that low. You know? To cast. So...
You think maybe he has an advantage because he's so short?
Yeah.
Well... Smaller targets are harder to hit.
Right.
That's proven.
He gets down there, they try to hit him, they go above, and then he comes in from underneath and like, wah-ba-da! It gets him.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could see it. I feel like with his shorter legs, he's going to have a harder time dodging attacks.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to try as hard because they're going high on every one.
That's true.
But then... Alright, if he is a dueling champion, how fucking stupid is it for Dumbledore to approve Lockhart to do this class instead of insisting that the person who has actual proven experience...
Right, there's really no basis for him to appoint Lockhart to do this. So far in the book, Lockhart has offered to do everything.
Yeah.
And... every time he's given the opportunity, he fucks something up. And then seems to have an excuse about why it's okay it didn't work. Or that it was done on purpose for some reason.
Some crazy-ass reason.
Right. Even the very first time we see him by the Whomping Willow, it's very clear that he never got his hands dirty.
No. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that, first of all, Flitwick was a champion, and then also that he wouldn't have been... teaching this class. It's stupid. I mean, this is how you know, too, that Hermione is teenage love-struck, because she, by all rights, should be pissed that she's not getting the education she should be getting because Flitwick isn't teaching.
You should be taught by the master.
Right.
So, Lockhart calls everybody to this golden stage, and he kind of announces that Snape is his assistant because he knows just a teeny tiny little bit about dueling. And don't you worry, you'll still have your potions master when I'm through with them. I feel like Snape took this job because he doesn't like Lockhart.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to say Dumbledore wanted somebody watching over Locke